judge a woman that let two men penetrate her without judging the men in that situation too? Why are you choosing to be in a room with another man having your sex moans, sex faces and shit? I had it.
Dick out.
Leg. Nigga, if your leg touched my leg and I'm stroking, I'm gonna die.
I saw this and maybe raised the question that should men be held accountable the same as women when it comes to their sexual past?
Absolutely.
Should men be held accountable the same as women when it comes to their sexual past? It doesn't happen often.
The answer is no.
Nope.
We can do what the hell we want. We're men. We rerun this world. Y'all can't do what y'all want to do. So, you know, Chairs tried to pull that earlier, talking about what about men? No, we can do what the hell we want to do. We take care of y'all. We feed y'all, clothe y'all, give y'all jobs. Y'all are safe because of us.
What are you talking about?
We have earned the right to do what we want to do without the judgment.
So I think hold on.
One last thing, and nobody's entering the man's body over and over and over and over and over and over and over again as a heterosexual man. But somebody's entering your body over and over and over, 3 million times. You don't think something's gonna pop or break? We ain't got that problem. So it's a difference. We don't have a vagina.
Let me get to the women first on this. Let's go to Demi and then Christelle. Go ahead, Demi. What are your thoughts about it? Should men be held accountable the same?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Why shouldn't men be held accountable the same way? If it's nasty for a female, it's nasty for a man. And while men may not have vaginas to where they're receiving from a woman when we're intimate, there is still that spiritual mixing that's going on there where yep, go ahead and fall back because you mixing with shorty and whatever she has going on, with you, you're taking that on yourself as well. So
No, we're not.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And in addition, yeah, men feel like they're unswayed or unwavered, untouched and unbothered by all of the bodies that they have. But you are, because you can find a man that has a great situation at home and then he can get whipped by the next puss. And then now you've forgotten what your responsibilities were at home. So,
well, if he's had a lot of puss, most likely he wouldn't be whipped by the next puss. Think about that.
No, Mr. Lego.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on a minute. Let me get
a dude who's used to it ain't finna get whipped by some other woman.
Hold on, let go. Go ahead, Christelle.
What I'm gonna say is controversial. I would say yes and no. I would say no because you need to gain experience. So that's why you should have a lot of women to know what you're doing. But I would say yes at the same time, because even if you do have a lot of women, most of the time you don't even know what you're doing. So it doesn't matter. So my point is, and when you were saying like to protect us, protecting us from what? From guys, actually. So you are the problem and the solution at the same time. So
bears.
I'm just saying.
We built this infrastructure where animals don't come into our infrastructure. So if there wasn't an infrastructure, you'll get eaten by a bear. I just want to say
that. Okay. Anyway, so I'm just saying that
bears.
I'm just saying that no, because you should have experience. But at the same time, I would say yes, because at some point, like, you can keep doing it, especially when you are already in a relationship and you keep doing it. It sucks. So I think yes and no at the same time.
Okay.
Great answer.
Go ahead, Precious. What are your thoughts?
I'm just thinking of the bear.
It's a lions, tigers, bears.
Should men? What is this? Should men be held accountable for their sexual past? I mean, how do you hold a man accountable for his sexual past? I think a man will be held accountable for his sexual past by him own self. You know, like if he has a horrible sexual past, that's gonna probably reflect maybe in multiple children. It may reflect in not being able to settle down. It may reflect in not being able to commit to one person. So I don't think that women have to hold men accountable for their sexual past because I think life will just do that for them. So no.
Don't y'all need a man to actually be able to hit that particular spot? And don't you think a man has to have a certain amount of practice to be able to know that this spot exists, to
Nope.
be able to
Yeah,
hit
but
it?
that practice don't come with you raking up bodies. And I think that that's the hugest misconception because you can understand that if it was a woman, you can understand like, oh, she shouldn't be able to rake up all of these bodies and get the same experience. She should probably be able to just find that with the one man she having sex with. So that can be applicable. And I hold
We
men to that standard. So
but we
I
come off of
already
anybody.
apply that. I already apply that. The issue with it is a lot of times men feel like because other women are giving them a chance that women in mass don't feel this way. But women in mass don't like being embarrassed. Women in mass do not like when you deal with a woman that doesn't reach their particular stature of what they would deem as a respectable woman. Like it's a whole difference in between me knowing that you possibly dated Savannah James versus me knowing that you laid with Brittany Renner. It's a whole difference. And I promise you, women will look at that. Like, even when they're talking about incels and things like that, incels could never, like, a lot of red pill men, they can never really get women on the same accord with them if they're saying the only way that they can get a woman is if women want them for their money. Because if you are a man who's sitting in the DMs and you constantly DMing other women and you constantly like sitting there talking to yourself, but the only way you feel like you should have a woman is by you having money or this, that, and the third. Other women are looking at that like this is weird. This is strange. We're already making an association. Like, well, if he did that to her, I don't want that type of lame shit happening to me. So
Nope.
it's happening the same way with sex, bro. And I just think that a lot of times, a lot of us have this traditionalized mindset. Y'all are enclosed to see it until you want to see it. A lot of times y'all are enclosed to see it until you actually have somebody put it in your face. But women do it all the time.
Okay. Go ahead, Cherish.
I'll say yes and no. I only have to be unbiased and look at anatomy and nature. If we look at anatomy and nature, we see that a woman can only get pregnant once a year. A man can do as much as like he can. In nature, we know how nature goes. We know how the lions and tigers do, and everybody else. But when it comes to a relationship and you agree to be monogamous with a person, I feel like there's a level of respect. So it's like maybe be upfront. There's some people that, as long as they're getting the perks of being with you, then I don't know, maybe they don't have any dignity and they'll be fine with that. Be straight up enough to see who sticks around to deal with that. If like you really got it, then like be straight up and see like who will stick around. But I think it's unfair to be unloyal and disrespectful to a woman that is being loyal to you and submitting to you. What a person does is their business, I do feel. But I do feel like because of men's hormonal levels and anatomy and just how they are wired, that does have a lot to do with them being less selective than we are. Even when you look in nature, usually it's the masculine animal, the male animal that's like trying to present or like present something to the female animal, like the peacocks, and or they're bringing offerings or they're trying to impress. And it's the female animal that is being selective and choosing, like, oh, are you a good suitor? Are you, so I feel like at the very least, be honest and see what that gets you. And as women, it is our job to do our best to make the best choices with the information that we do have, and also use our intuitions. Our wombs are powerful.